Welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Sean Anderson, your host, and this is the weekly visit with Ponca City High School coaches and athletics. And we're talking high steppers, the Po High Steppers, and Coach Kristin Smith is our special guest on this edition of Coach's Corner. And Coach, thank you for being here.
No problem.
The High Steppers, very active and doing a lot of things. Already 2 home game performances. A couple of more game performances coming up. We'll talk about those here in just a minute. One thing we definitely want to talk about right at the start, the traditional homecoming dinner.
Yes.
The High Steppers host this incredible homecoming dinner every football homecoming from 4:30 to 6:30 in the Commons. And I know your squad is excited about it again this year.
Oh, definitely. We love to do the homecoming dinner. It's just kind of a tradition that the community has really gotten involved with, and they expect it every year. And so it's a lot of fun for us to do. We are having pulled pork sandwiches again this year, and then we're having chips and baked beans and cookies and drink. And you can get all of that for just $10, and that helps support us go to nationals and get new uniforms and things like that. And you can also come out and have a great dinner while you're at it too.
Absolutely. Before the big homecoming game with Sand Springs, you can enjoy this incredible dinner right there in the Commons with the Po High Steppers as they get ready for not only the dinner, but do you have a big performance that night? I mean, is that kind of a challenge doing the homecoming dinner and then the performance? You're used to it. I'm sure you have a schedule. How does that work?
Well, we are. The great thing about it is I have such a great parent booster club that really, and it's really a booster club fundraiser. They take care of most of it. My girls come and eat, of course. Yeah. But as far as the prep work and all of that, my parents, booster club parents, do all of that, and they have done a great job. One thing I did want to mention, this year you can eat at the Commons. You can, of course, buy a ticket from one of the booster club parents. You can walk up to the door, but you can dine in. We also have carry out. But the other thing is this year we have a drive-through. So if you want to come up in the teacher parking lot and drive up by that front door, we've got people who will take your food out to your car, and you can just hand them the tickets and drive through. So that, I think, is going to be a great addition too.
Very nice. October 6th, that is homecoming. Now let's back up a day. And October 5th, that is a big opportunity for the Po High Steppers to get out and about in the community. They've got to look forward to this. It's the big homecoming parade. Tell us about the plans for the parade.
Oh gosh, we love doing the homecoming parade. It's the one parade a year that my girls get to actually ride, and you just interact with the crowd and clap and cheer. Bowers Trucking is amazing, so I do want to give them a thank you. Every year they always donate a semi and a flatbed trailer to us and a driver, and drive us in the homecoming parade. So they are wonderful to donate that to us, and that allows my girls to sit on the flatbed and cheer and like I said, interact with the crowd and just have a great time. It's fun.
It is fantastic. That parade will go along grand, then turn up fifth as it always does. It'll end up on the front lawn of Ponca City High School, and that is where a big pep rally will take place. Tell us about your plans for the High Steppers and the pep rally.
Well, we are there supporting the football team. We'll do stand routines out on the front lawn. We'll support the cheerleaders and doing their chants and cheers with them. And of course, the homecoming royalty will be announced. One of my girls is up for homecoming queen, so
nice.
That's exciting. Yeah, Abby Spires is one of the candidates for homecoming queen, and she's one of my lieutenants, so that's fun. And so we'll, of course, be there with all the pomp and circumstance and have a great time. It'll be fun.
Just curious, and I'm curious, and perhaps someone watching might be curious as well. When the High Steppers are out, let's say at the pep rally or during the parade, is a lot of what they do improvised, or is there a set routine that has been rehearsed for every single thing they do? Because they make it look, they make it look incredible and like it comes easy to them, and I know it's a lot of hard work behind it.
It is, yeah. I choreograph for my girls, so as far as like halftime routines, they are new every week. Every year, every week, they're always new. So my girls are always learning new choreography. When we do stand routines that like we're just up in the stands or we're out on the front lawn, those are traditional 8 counts. So we have 5 or 6 different stand routines that are maybe 3 to 5, 8 counts long, and they can really go with any piece of music that the band plays in the stands.
Right.
So those are, my captain just calls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my girls know what to do and pick up on it.
Very, very nice. Well, already 2 home game performances, and of course, if you're watching this Thursday, or perhaps you're watching this on Friday, Tulsa, Washington, the Hornets coming to town for the first district matchup of the year, and the High Steppers, of course, will be there. But before we talk about that and the Bartlesville game, which the High Steppers will be traveling to, we'll talk with Coach Smith here in just a moment about that. First 2 home game performances. Now, as a coach, you know, the players out on the field, they'll play, and the football coaches, of course, they're out there watching their players, and they get in the locker room, they go over. Do you do the same thing as a coach? I mean, are you watching the routines and you kind of have an opportunity to sit down and say, okay, here's what we did, here's what we want to do? Do you really?
Yeah. My husband, bless his heart, he videos for me. So he videos all of the routines, and normally I'm on the track watching, and so I can watch, and it's amazing because from field level is a very different view than from where up top where my husband is filming. So I will get that field view and look for it. And again, since I choreograph, I see everything, you know, since I know what's supposed to be happening.
Right.
And then, so I will watch that. And I usually don't say much to my girls after they dance at halftime, because I also like to get that view on film that's up top. And then I'll watch film over the weekend, and then on Monday we come in and we watch film, and I point stuff out to them, and positive and negative. You know, this looked amazing. This really needs some work. We cannot do this again. That kind of thing.
Right.
So it's the same type of thing of breaking a 3-minute routine down as breaking down a halftime of football.
Right. Exactly. Teams have their 2-minute offense.
Yeah, exactly.
And, they have their 3-minute routine.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Big performance, Tulsa, Washington Hornets. And then traveling to Bartlesville, something that you don't get an opportunity to do with every away game.
Right.
But this is going to be a special performance.
Well, we get to go to Bartlesville. We only get to go to one out-of-town game, you know, funds. Everybody understands that. And so we only get to travel to one. We always go to one that the band is going to be at, so we can perform in the stands with them. But Bartlesville is one. I mean, it's a big rivalry. It's one that we want our guys to have as much support in the stands as they possibly can. So we'll travel to that. We don't get to perform at halftime, but we at least get to dance in the stands. So that's good.
Exactly. Well, being a High Stepper, it's a very special thing. And to all of those parents and all of those High Steppers, current and former High Steppers, certainly they already know. And Coach Smith, I was wondering if you could kind of share with us what you like to impress upon your athletes and your squad. Aside, I mean, the dancing is phenomenal, the hard work and the athleticism that goes into what they do and how they train and the commitment, but you're teaching them some core fundamental values and elements that will carry through. And I'm sure you run into High Steppers who were High Steppers years ago that come back, and you've got to be so proud.
I do. In fact, I just went to one of my former girls' weddings this weekend, Ashley Gray.
Wow.
And it was funny because I leaned over to my husband and I said, "We go to a lot of weddings, don't we?" And he's like, "Yes, we do." But you know,
how does it prepare them? How does it prepare them and disciplined and otherwise as they head into college?
I've always told my girls that, I want to teach them how to dance, definitely, but. And if you ask any of them, they'll say, Miss Smith has certain life lessons that she wants us to learn. And, and I go through those, and it's things like, life's not fair. It's things like sometimes you do your absolute best and you try your hardest and it's still not good enough. There's all sorts of things that I try and instill in them. Teamwork. Understanding that you may not like the person who dances next to you, but you still have to dance next to him, and you still have to work as a team. Sometimes they're good at that, sometimes they're not. I mean, they're girls, they're high school girls. It's always a work in progress, and discipline. Being on time, they run a mile if they're late to practice. We can't do what we do if I've got girls walking in 10 and 15 minutes late. We've got to all be there. We've got to all be committed. We've got to all be looking at that one end goal. Yeah. And so if you're not, there are repercussions to that.
So as one of the most successful High Steppers coaches in the state, what is the secret to getting a cohesive unit to really getting them to work together and gel? What's the biggest thing?
You know, I don't even know if I have that secret, to be honest, because sometimes we don't do that very well.
Right.
You know, we may hide it. I don't know. But I think, honestly, trying to instill respect both ways, that they know when they walk in the gym that I have the absolute utmost respect for them.
Right.
And then they in turn need to have utmost respect for themselves, for their teammates, and for me. And if we can instill that respect from the first day, then we're miles ahead.
Yeah. Ponca City High School High Steppers, some incredible things, and they want you to come out and support the teams and support them. And there's a wonderful way you can support them even more. Of course, with the homecoming dinner fundraiser, $10 for that ticket on October 6th. The big dinners from 4:30 to 6:30, as Coach Smith shared with us, a drive-through option available this year. If you buy your ticket in advance, you can do that, or at the door. You can come in and take your order to go, or you can enjoy the homecoming dinner from 4:30 to 6:30 in the Commons area with the High Steppers Booster Club, and the High Steppers will be there eating before that big game as well. But there are other ways to support the High Steppers. In fact, there's a big golf tournament coming up October 13th. Very popular golf tournament. There's not really a lot of room for additional teams. However, if you're a business owner, if you're a member of this community and you want to have a whole sponsorship or other sponsorship opportunities for this tournament, more than likely that's still available.
Yes.
Who would folks need to get a hold of to find out more?
Okay, Ron Kramers is you can contact Ron Kramers or Heather Monks, either one. She's my Booster Club president. So either one of them would be great to get in contact, or you can shoot me an email up at the high school and I can get you in contact with whoever. But yeah, this golf tournament is the first year we've tried this, and Ron, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to him. He has taken over and done an amazing job on that. And what we're really trying to do is maybe consolidate some fundraisers, because we ask Ponca City to buy a lot of stuff.
Right,
and
right.
if our golf tournament can make a good amount of money, then we can get rid of some of those smaller fundraisers and not have to ask people to buy everything every 4 weeks.
Right.
So
Well, it is October 13th at Wentz Golf Course. That is the tournament, so you have plenty of time to get in contact with Ron Kramers or Coach Smith here and find out how you can support the first annual High Steppers Golf Tournament at Wentz Golf Course. And of course, all of it, the entire season, the training, the performances, everything leading up to nationals. I know we're a ways away from that.
thank heavens.
but the preparation continues, and it's
It does.
happening now.
Yep.
So as far as do you think about that all the time? I mean,
Yes.
is your squad? I mean, are they focused on that? What kind of preparation happens now for the nationals that are so far away?
You know, we talk all the time in practice about everything we do in practice leads to nationals. So, you know, when we're cleaning a routine, or I'm just talking to them about posture and projection, all of those things lead to what we have to do at nationals.
Right.
And so just little things that you instill in them in practice every day, then I don't have to go back and do that when it gets closer to nationals and I'm trying to cram nationals choreography down their throat at a breakneck speed. Then yeah, all those smaller things are already taken care of.
Absolutely. Kristin Smith, coach of the award-winning Ponca City High School Steppers. And again, we're closing out this episode of Coach's Corner by reminding you the homecoming dinner, October 6th, 4:30 to 6:30. Be sure to get your $10 dinner tickets for that fantastic fundraiser for the High Steppers. Coach Smith, thank you for being here.
Thanks.
That is Kristin Smith, and that's going to wrap this edition of Coach's Corner for Ponca City Public Schools. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. Thanks for watching. Until next time.